Hi everyone, Al the Psych here. I have a quick video for you today for informational purposes only that I've entitled, How Do You Talk to Your Teenager? Okay. So, when I was putting in my hours for my psychologist license, decades ago, most of the hours that I put in were with teenagers that I was working with. And of course, I worked with the parents of the teenagers as well. And so one of the complaints that I often heard from the parents of the teenagers was related to how their teenager would talk and how sometimes their teenager would talk back to them, back to the parents. The parents would complain that their teenager was rude and disrespectful. So this was a topic of interest that we would discuss when we had our joint meetings, meetings with the teenager and the parents. What was interesting though was that when I talked with the teenager, a common complaint was that his or her parents would talk in a very condescending, rude, and disrespectful manner toward them, toward the teenager. So this too was a topic of interest when we would have our joint meetings. Now, what I found was that often the parents had a more difficult time looking at how they were communicating with their teenager than the teenager had in terms of looking at how they were communicating with the parent. And some of the parental justifications that came up would be something like, I'm the parent, or I pay the bills, things like that. Many of the parents had a difficult time accepting some of the responsibility for the way the interactions were happening. But once a mutually respectful way of communicating was established, we were able to make quicker headway into those issues. So really my point of this video is that, it is a two-way street between the teenager and the parents. It goes both ways. And as I look back, years ago with my interaction with my teenagers, I realized that the problems that we had in communicating was all their fault. No, I'm just messing around here. It was not all their fault. I also played a role in it. It's just that sometimes it's hard to look at your own role when you're, looking at the dynamics of interacting with your teenagers. So hopefully this is some food for thought, as they say, and that's it. Thanks.